Hello, good morning, students. Hope you are safe and secure in your houses. Yes, in our earlier discussion, we have done how Delhi was ruled by the different dynasties. That was a chapter related to history. Now we come to chapter number 9, which is related to civics. How is the administration of the state? For example, we live in the state of Gujarat. And how is the administration handled from the state level? As we already know, that government functions at 3 levels: at the local level, the state level, and the central level. In the previous year, we have learned about the working of the local self-government institutions. And in this chapter, we shall learn about how the administration functions at the state level in a democracy. What are the functions of the state government? What are the roles of ministers and members of the legislative assembly? How do people put forward their questions and ideas to the government? How do they ask for the fulfillment of their demands? To understand more about these questions, we shall take the example from the medical field. Now, administration is done in various fields. We have the health sector, we have the education sector, and we have the hygiene sector. We have the field of science and research sector. So these questions are related to the medical field. So according to the news, let us take for an example, on the television, 10 people have died in Surat due to cholera. How would I know? The only thing that I care about is that I am not affected by this. Can people really die due to an epidemic? I can hear a procession outside. We demand that the administration take immediate steps to maintain the cleanliness and take steps to stop the epidemic from spreading. Maybe it's because people are complaining against the cholera epidemic, and maybe because of the disease which has spread. I think the people who are addressing the procession are leaders. Yes, they are leaders. I have seen them on the television. So all these problems are solved by the government. We have read about the incident of the cholera epidemic. You might have observed leaders of your area presenting health issues to the local health officials, the district collector, or other officials. But have you seen the member of legislative assembly of your area, or have you heard about the legislative assembly? Now we all know that government has 3 organs. They are the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. The 3 main organs of the government are the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. So, we have the legislative assembly members. They are known as the MLA or member of legislative assemblies. MLAs are directly elected by the people. After being elected from the constituency, they become the MLAs and form the government. Thus, we can conclude that MLAs are the representatives of the people, as they represent the people of the state. All the states of India have a legislative assembly. Each state is divided into different constituencies. From each constituency, one representative is elected by the people. The number of seats in the Legislative Assembly differs from state to state and is decided on the basis of population. So, if the population is more of a state, it will have more constituencies. Elections are held every 5 years. Candidates can either represent a particular party or stand for election as an independent candidate. Thus, the MLAs can belong to different parties. The Legislative Assembly of Gujarat has 182 seats and is situated in Gandhinagar, which is the capital of Gujarat, which is the capital. The Legislative Assembly meets in the Vithalbhai Patel Vidhan Sabha Graha. So you can see the beautiful picture of the Legislative Assembly of Gujarat. Then let us learn about how a minister or the chief minister is selected from among the MLAs. After becoming the MLAs, we elect the minister and the chief minister. The party which has the largest number of MLAs or gains a majority with the support of other parties or independent candidates forms the government. Now children, let us understand one point, that the party which has the largest number of MLAs or gains a majority with the support of other parties or independent parties. So at times what happens? Congress can meet with some other party to form the ally and can gain majority, right? So it is not only one party, but at times two parties combine to make a ruling party. The governor appoints the leader of the majority party as the chief minister. She is invited to form the council of ministers, and after that, that party is invited to form the council of ministers. The party that forms the government is known as the ruling party, while the other party forms the opposition. The other party which has less seats, which fails to prove the majority, is called the opposition party. After elections, the governor appoints the chief minister and the council of ministers. So, council of ministers have to take care of the different portfolios of the state. The different portfolios are the education, the health, science, research, technology. The council of ministers have to work in under all those portfolios. So the council of ministers are elected by the chief minister. So they are collectively responsible for the administration of the state and the functioning of the various ministries. Each ministry is housed in different office premises. The Legislative Assembly is the place where all the MLAs belonging to both the ruling party and opposition assemble for discussions. Many MLAs have dual responsibility as an MLA and also as a minister. So they can also work as a minister too. So we have seen how the Legislative Assembly frames the ministers, the council of ministers. The governor appoints the chief minister. So this is the legislature part of the government, the first main organ of government which works for the appointment of the chief minister and the council of ministers. The other organ of the state government is the executive. Executive means to execute the plan, execute the things, the laws which are framed by the Legislative Assembly, which comprises of the governor, the chief minister and the council of ministers. The administrative officials who work under the guidance and control of the ministers are also a part of the executive body. The council of ministers are called government executives, while the administrative officials are known as administrative executives. So, they have to work under these heads. Now, let us come to the main person, that is the governor. Each state of India has a governor. He or she is appointed by the president for 5 years. We all know that every 5 years the elections are held after consulting the Prime Minister. The governor is the constitutional head of the state, and the entire administration is carried out in his or her name. The governor ensures that the state government has to function according to the constitution. Now let us see what are the functions of the governor. So children, here I stop the discussion of first part of chapter number 9, and in my second part I will do the functions of the governor. So children, read the chapter properly and see the video, and if any doubts we will be solving in my live session. Till then, thank you.